Hello my dear crafters, today we will learn to make up-down seamless jumper or sweater. On the example of this small one for 2 years old, but the principle is the same, and I try to explain you everything step by step. Don't be intimidated, don't be afraid. When you understand the first theory part, please be patient and listen it with attention. You will be able to make it any size and any model you wish. Let's do it together. Here we are with a little bit of theory. I know this is the most boring part, but you need this to make your jumper look nice and look professionally. And I will explain you about how I how I do counting for my raglan sweaters. And when you understand the principle, you will be able to do any size, any kind of raglan sweater. Then for this particular project, I'm doing the jumper for 2 years old, and it's quite small, but principle is the same. Then basically I will draw now my my chart for my raglan. Then this will be the part of my neckline, right? This is the how we look at it from high. This will be neck. Here we have 4 raglan lines, right? Here will be our sleeves. On top will be back side, and down here will be front side. Then my magic number for raglan is 8. I just love 8 because it's makes sense, and you will see why. Usually I like to do at least 2 stitches for every raglan line, as I will do stockinette stitch. My raglan lines will be in purls, and it will be 2 stitches every raglan line. When I made my swatch and I take measurements, I decided that for my neckline I will cast 64 stitches. This is the little measurements you need to do. Your head, you measure your head and you measure your neck, and then you take measurements of your head plus neck, and then you divide it in 2, and then you have in centimeters how much centimeters you need to cast on, and then with your tension you just see how many stitches. In my case I cast on 64 stitches because I put this number closer to the number to be able to divide it in 8, because 8 is my magic number. Then in total I begin with 64 stitches, right? Then I decided that my raglan lines will be 2 stitches every raglan line will be 2 stitches, and then all in sum give 8 stitches. Then I will subtract my raglan line stitches, and I will have 56 here, right? For raglan, what I usually do, other people have another way to do this, but with my experience I just prefer this method. These 56 stitches we will divide in 8 parts, and it will give us 7 stitches. We will put now 7 stitches to every sleeve. Basically 8 parts we will distribute like one part for every sleeve, and then 3 parts from back and front, but then we will do some adjustments, and I will say you what it's about. Basically, we put 7 stitches to every sleeve, and now we will count our neckline. What is neckline? If you just cast on stitches and start going in rounds, your neckline will look like this, right? And it's not what we want to. Basically, we need to make our raglan line round like this, and then we need our back part being higher than front part, right? Basically, neckline need to look like this, right? Front is lower, back is a little bit higher, and both need to be round. We will do this with a short rows. It just sounds scary, but believe me, it's very easy. Usually what I do 2 points on my sleeves. If it's too much points, sometimes we do 3 points. This will be our turning points. Turning points we have symmetrically on both sides. This will be a start of our row. We're knitting in rows because our piece is seamless. Then usually starting of my row, I put in between of 2 stitches of raglan line. This will be a back left raglan line. This is our back, this is back raglan line, and here we will start our rows, and we will go in all the way in rounds knitting, right? As we remember, for creating our raglan line, in every second row we need to do 2 increases on both sides of raglan lines, right? All of them. This is a principle of raglan. That's why how our piece will grow. We will knitting and growing all together, back, front, and sleeves. Then what we will do, we mark these points to create our round neckline, and then we will do short rows. I usually create 2 points on sleeves and 1 point on back for children jumper. For adult jumper it can be 2 on sleeves and 2 on neck from both sides, or it can be 3 on sleeves. It's all depending of project and quantity of stitches, but basically here we create 2 points, and then we need to count how many stitches we have between them. We have these three parts, and we know it's 7 stitches. We need to divide 7 in 3. We have two stitches and 1 more. Then we distribute it this way. We always go in from back to front, from bigger number to a smaller number. Then in this case it's very easy. We have 3 stitches, 2 stitches, and 2 stitches, right? Here I think I will leave 4 or 5 stitches. Let me do 4 for now. And then when we mark this, right, we have our 2 parts. How many stitches we leave on this part, right? We have 21 stitches, which is our 3 times 7, right? Our 56 divided on 8 is 7. As we remember, 1 part on sleeves and 3 parts on back and front. We have 21, but as we will do short rows and we will increase in stitches every time till come in here in the front, then our stitches will grow from just on back and not in front. Then to don't be very complicated, this number 21, if you have 2 points, you just on your back side you subtract 2 points and add it on the front. Then basically 21 minus 2 points on sleeves will give us 19 stitches, and 21 plus 2 will give us 23 stitches. Is it clear? I know look complicated, but we will do all with me, and you will understand what I'm doing. Then how we will work. We will start from here and we will do our 2 increases and knit 4 stitches. This will be our turning point. We will go back and we will, on the second row, we'll not increase, we just coming back, passing through the raglan line and coming to this point, 3 stitches. Then we turn and go back, doing increases, passing all the way through 19 stitches, come in here, do increases on both sides, and doing our 3 stitches the same way as here, 3, 2, 2, and then we come back to our 4 stitches, and then we come back. We are turning always in this, then we come more 2 stitches, and then we come back to 2 stitches, and then we come back, always getting more stitches, and then here we have 2 stitches, we have increases in the front, and then for front line, as we want it lower, what I usually do, I try to divide my stitches in 3. We don't have number which we can divide in 3, then I just add one and 24 I divide in 3, and I have 8 stitches and 7 in the middle. Then I separate 7 stitches in the middle, and here we need to create the same thing for our front. We need to distribute 8 stitches in some increases, right? And usually you go from small to bigger, and in this case I did 1 stitch, 1 stitch, 1 stitch, 2 stitches and 3 stitches. And here we have 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, same this side, and 7 in the middle. Don't panic, I just explain this for you to know what we will do now. And now we will start knitting. Okay, here I am. What I've done here, I cast 64 stitches. I've done, as I usually do, 10 rows in a rib stitch 1 to 1 with the needles number 3. Then I did 1 row in knit stitches, 1 row in purl stitches, and 1 row in knit stitches. This is basically, I always do this because I think it looks nice. I'm using my 40 centimeter cable round needles, which are very good for round stitching. Then here is our chart. Here we will start knitting. I will show you everything for you understand. Believe me, it looks complicated, but when you understand the principle, you will be able to do any raglan sweater, like a raglan jumper, any size, any any needles, whatever. You will be creative and you will not need me anymore. Then what I did, this is first stitch of my work, but as I have my start in between two stitches, I finished my row one stitch before, because I need to make my increases on both sides of a raglan line. My raglan line is 2 purl stitches. Then what I will do, I will start here and I will increase here from both sides to don't be very confused, right? Then I'll do my increases. I will do them always the same way. Every second row I will increase. Basically every right side we will increase from both sides with a 2 yarn over. Then first 3 yarn over from me, then purl stitch, then I put my marker, red marker, which will say me that this is a start of row. You can put markers on all raglan lines if you're afraid to be lost. As I'm very experienced, I don't need it, you know, because I just will see that 2 purl stitches will be my raglan lines. But if you need, you just put markers in every one, but use a different color, because you need to have one marker for a different color for initial of your row. Then here we have 2 purls. Then we do increase and we knit our 4 stitches. We do increase, yarn over to me, knit for 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we will turn our work. On this side we will purl all stitches, and I will use the German method of short rows. You take your stitch and then you pull your yarn, making this double stitch. Look again. You take stitch and just pull your yarn over and create double stitch, and then you go back 1, 2, 3. Then we have our yarn over, which we need to purl, twist in to don't have any holes. Then 2 stitches of our raglan line, another yarn over, purling it, twisting for don't have hole, and then we have our first point on the sleeve of 3 stitches, right? We go 1, 2, 3. We turn the work on right side. Don't forget, we are increasing raglan lines. Here the same thing, you take it over and then push it to other side. Here, like this. Create your double stitch and continue. 1, 2, 3. We came to our purl stitches for raglan line. We do increase, we do our raglan line, increase. Then this stitch was increased before, we don't count it now, and then we need to get our 19 stitches. You see your work, this one was increased, then you don't count it. We go 1, 2, 3, our first double stitch. Look, you just enter from left to right in our double stitch. You see double stitch? You need to enter inside like this, you need to have two yarns here and knit it. This is how it should look. You can't have anything twisted here or something. It needs to be basically invisible. This is our short row, and when we continue, this is how it looks. Nice and beautiful. 3, 4, 4, 5. 18, 19. Here we are, our second raglan line. We do increases. One from you, 2 purls of raglan line. You can put a marker in the middle if you need. Other increase from back to the front, and then we have our 3 stitches, right? 1, 2, 3. Turn work, and now we will go back to this point. Take, pull, create double stitch, 1, 2, twist our increases. Oops. Raglan line, another increase, and we have 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are on our back now. We turn back and we are going here. We come into our double stitch and we go for 2 more stitches and turn again. Just follow me, right? Double stitch, 1. You don't count now because we are continuing our increases. We came to raglan line, we do increases. Always on the right side. Here we continue till come to our double point. Here we are, from left to right, in the middle. Look again. And then 2 more and turn. We are here now. We did this, then we turn and we'll go all the way back till we come to our another double stitch. Pull it. Increases. Raglan line. Another increase. Raglan. Back. Here we are. We came to our double stitch here. We take it from behind on the wrong side. We get it from behind, get into 2 yarns and just purl it. And then we can check on the right side. We have invisible short row. We continue, and basically our double stitches we do this way on both sides. We get all the way. We came to other raglan line, going back. Here is our other raglan line. We remember that on the wrong side we always have our yarn over. And then we go our 3, and with increases it's not 3, it's 4 now, and we came to this double stitch here, like how it looks like. We need to enter from behind this way. Can you see? From behind, and we just purl it, and this is how it needs to look. All perfect. We purl this double one, and then we have 2 more. 1, 2. We turn our work, and now we're going all the way till come into other double stitch. I'll see you there. Right, here I came to my second point, double stitch. I have double stitch, a little bit tricky. We can just check. If you see, without increases we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 5, and we just have another 2 stitches. One, 2. Then we have another raglan line, and you remember that this side we will do the same thing as here. I just didn't write it on this side. It will be absolutely symmetrical, and we doing now increase, raglan line, another increase, and then 1 stitch. 1 stitch, turn, and go all the way back on this point, and then we turn and we go all the way back, another 1 stitch, and then all the way back. We do 3 stitches, and now we're going all the way like this, adding 1, 1, 1, then 2, and then 3 stitches, till in the middle we have 7 stitches. It's all the same process now. We did, look, this is our back. Now it looks like this, a little triangles here, but when I finish this part I will come back to you. Now it's all easy, just going. Don't forget, every time you are on your right side you will increase from both sides of raglan lines, yarn overs, and back you just twist them. I'll see you when we finish this part. More complicated. I promise you, then after this you will be relaxed. This is the most complicated part. Right, here I am on my last point. I just done my double stitch, 1, 2, 3, and just check here when you came. You need to have these 7 stitches in the middle, 2, 4, 6, 7, and here we have our other double stitch. Our work is a little bit difficult to show you on these needles. I will now close our work in a circle, and basically I will now do one row in circle, then here I will do my yarn overs, but on this side, where we are, yes, we will do all the row and we will continue, and I will change my needles for a little bit bigger ones. From 40 centimeters I will go to 60 centimeters to open and show you how our neckline looks. Right, here I'm on my last double stitch. I knit it and I continue my 7 stitches. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Take out these needles, and now let me show you. Here I am with the bigger needles, as you see here, like this. This is our back, this is our front, and if we fold our work, you will see perfect round neckline. Round on back, look, it's all our short rows create this beautiful line. Round here, much higher than front, because if you put front it will be this way, even not enough still, but look how beautiful our round neckline. When we do a little bit more, it will be perfect. Then now we will continue working in circles. Then after these 7 stitches we have another double stitch, which we will make, let me see what way, because it will be different way. I think we just get inside like this. It's not like this. Let me see. We probably need to turn it. Let's try to turn. I don't remember, guys. It's not looking perfect. Let me just check and I will say you how we will knit this one. Right, we just knit it normally, but we push it kind of behind, you know, to have our knit stitch on the front, and then we continue this way. And the thing is, as we started here and we was increasing, we just need to do one more increase on this line, because now it's kind of, you see, here we have yarn overs, and here we have a row which is supposed to be wrong side, right? No, we're here, and we came in this line, and we have our yarn overs, and we will knit it as we are going kind of on a wrong side, and we twist them, and we will continue to the start of our row, which is here with our red marker. And after this we will always knit in rounds. Then next round will be kind of wrong side, then we will do it like a wrong side, and this little piece we just do without any increases. And after this we need to check if I have the same quantity of stitches on our sleeves and on back and front side. I'll see you later. Right, I was right. This is our last line, and when you count your stitches, you have 35 stitches here and just 34 here, and then we will do last increase on this one, and then we will knit all around without doing any changes, without increasing. We're just doing one more round without doing nothing, and this line will be twisting our increases, which we'll do here, but here we do nothing. We will just knit it normally, and after this we will continue just increasing on raglan lines till we have our certain quantity of stitches on our sleeves and back and front. Then at this moment I have 35 stitches on my back and 21 stitches on my sleeve. Then I need to have 35 on the front, then I will increase last time, and I'm supposed to have 21 stitches here on the left sleeve. Let me check if I'm right. Right, 21. Everything is right now, and then this last row we are just going as they go. We need knit stitches and we purl stitches, and from next row we just knit everything as it go, doing increases 4 times in every second row. That's why I like to use my yarn overs, because I come here, if I see yarn over I just twist it, if I don't see yarn over I just do yarn over, and then you continue like this till your desired size. Usually if you don't make something for you, I usually have some clothes of the child, and then I just orient it. I just take measurements from that clothes and measure my piece, right? Then I'll see you when I come somewhere closer to our chest, when we will separate our sleeves from body. Right, my lovelies, here I am back with all this big work that I can't even put in focus completely with my camera. You can see better here all my raglan lines. Basically, oh god, oh, don't lose my stitches. Oh, not stitches. Oh. Okay, this is the inside, this is outside. This is how we look now. Beautiful round neckline, and now we are ready to separate sleeves from the body. At this moment I have 45 stitches on my sleeves and I think 59 stitches on my body in both sides. Then what I will do now, I will knit this part. This is our back side, and raglan lines I will include on the body. I will not include them on sleeves. Sleeves will be these stitches and all body will go from these stitches, and then I'll show you what we will do to separate them. Right, here I am. I knit all stitches on my back. I forgot to tell you that when I was knitting I decided to do this stripe. You can use your imagination, your creativity to do your jumper as you wish. This is a very easy pattern, kind of decorative element, and maybe I will push the same stripe on down there. Right, now I will separate the sleeve. We have our body, we include the stitches of raglan lines in body, and we will separate our sleeve. We will put it on the line with a needle, special needle. Here the last one, just pull and then four more stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and close the circle. And continue knitting in circles all the way down. Right, here I'm back. I was a little bit excited. I did a lot of work here, and I basically came to end of my work, what I've done, I just knit all the way down. I made one more stripe here, the same as here, and in the end I changed my needles to needles 3 millimeters, and when I moved for the rib stitch I did some decreases because I like when it's kind of going tight. And then what I've done one row of purl stitches and then knit stitches, and on the next row when I was changing for the rib stitch, what I was doing, every 6 stitch I was purling together with the next one. Then we was doing 1 knit, 1 purl, 1 knit, 1 purl, 1 knit, and 6 purl I was knitting together with the next stitch. Then 6 and 7, every 6 and 7 stitches we was purling together. That's why I have all these decreases, and I knitted 10 rows in a rib stitch 1 to 1, and I came back to you just to show you my way to cast off with a needle. I have this method in another video, but you know, probably if you don't want to go and look for it, then it will be the same way as an Italian cast on, and we will do it in 3 steps. We will we will do 2 rows now, preparing, and the last row will be cast off with the needle. And then very fast I'll show you how I do it. We have a rib stitch 1 to 1. This is my last stitch here. On the first row, this is a marker of my beginning of a row. Then on first row I will knit first, and I will get from this way like this. I will take it out with a yarn in front of the stitch. Basically I will knit all knit stitches, and I will just pass purl stitches from left needle to right needle with a yarn in front of the stitch. Let me finish my row and I'll see you on the next row. Right, here I am on my last purl stitch, which I take away, drop marker on another side, and next row I will take out the knit stitch and purl stitches, which we didn't do. Opposite way, we purl and purls, and we just take knit stitches with a yarn behind. Right, here I am in the final of my row, and actually it's absolutely the same rows which we've done when we started. If you remember, here absolutely the same thing, with only difference that now we will cast off instead cast on. Here's my last stitch. I take out a marker and I will block my needle here to don't lose stitches for now. Actually not for now, because I will need still 1 stitch from here, and now I will need to cut. This will be my 3 times length of my work in a thread. This will be 1, 2 and 3. You know, you need a quite long piece of yarn. And now let me take it off, and now we will work with the needle, closing our stitches. A little bit uncomfortable for me here on the table, but right, here I am with my needle and quite long strands. Here is my last stitch, and I will start with it. I will enter this stitch this way, and I particularly, my own name for this method is cast off in and out. This is sewing, which I call in and out, and you will see why. Okay, passing my long thread here. Now I can block this, and now I will enter on this stitch here, my knit stitch. I will go out of it, and I will take it from my needle, and then I'll turn my work, and this stitch which I get out, I will get in it, and I will get out of next one. Basically this purl stitch look like a knit stitch on the wrong side. Then I will get out of it this way. You need to get out from the middle of a stitch, and please don't tight your yarn very much, just a little bit. In the beginning it's a little bit tricky, but then when you see, then you can push a little bit your yarn to see which stitch you get out. And you get out from this stitch, you go in it and out from next. And now you will see that it's very easy. And now with turn your work, you see the stitch where you go out, you go in it and out of next one. Right? Basically, you will kind of sew in two different sides of knit stitch. Here you look again. Here's your knit stitch with the line. You get in it and out of the next one. Don't pull too much. You turn your work. If you lost, you just pull your yarn and you see the stitch you're getting out. Here you are. Sometimes it's a bit tricky to find. Here you are, your stitch. You get in and out. And then this side in and out. And you just observe where your thread going out, then in and out, and you continue this way. I'll do a couple more and you will see how beautiful your edge is. Only problem, if you need to undo it, it will be a bit difficult. Still possible, because doing and undoing is a normal process for every knitter, especially in the beginning. Don't be afraid to undo things. I do it always. If I don't like something, if I see that I will not use it, I just undo it and do it again. I undid whole pieces, you know, because knitting for me is a favorite hobby, and I prefer to make some piece which will be perfect and I will use than something which will stay in my wardrobe, right? And I like to make many things for just give a presents for friends. This is our edge. Look how beautiful it is. Let's finish this and then we will go to the next step, which will be sleeves. Look at this. It's worth it. You do this job and then you are happy, right? See you next time. Right, here I am on my last stitch. In, out. Take my needle out. The stitch in, and here we found our last stitch out. Yeah, and here we have in and the next stitch out. Done. We finished. Now we can go inside. Look, this is how it looks. Guys, I just love when handmade doesn't look like really handmade, doesn't look scruffy, you know. It's handmade, but it's very well done handmade. Then, you know, I'm very happy with the result. This is how our edge look here, and then we just I just do this. I just go and wave my yarn between stitches. You can see nothing, and then I like to go back as well, this way, You enter in the middle and then you wave it other way. 5-6 times, and your tails are done and absolutely invisible. I cut the yarn and voila, the body of our little jumper for little English gentlemen are done. Here we are. Sorry, I can't put it all in my camera. This is all our work with a neckline. Did it worth it? Yes, a little bit of break in your brain, but after a couple of times, don't worry if you don't get it from the first time. You can always start again till come to perfect result and be happy. Here we are. Body is done. See you on the next tab on the little sleeves. Right, here we are. Next step is sleeves. I will use my 3.5 millimeters needles again, and I will use the magic loop method. Then I need my 80 centimeters cables. My needles are interchangeable. Then, you know, I can disconnect my tips from cables. I have different sizes of cables and it's very practical. Say me if you would like to see the video about my needles and all my materials which I use for knitting. Then now I have my 80 centimeters cables, Knit Pro needles, and as I remember we have 45 stitches on sleeves. We will go, we'll put all stitches on the needle now, and we go kind of half and half. Right, here I am. I have 23 stitches on my first needle, 22 stitches on my second needle, and basically now I can take my yarn, just put your finger inside and just pull it. Done. We don't need it anymore. Then a little bit tricky, this part here, to create new stitches without holes. Then let me show you this part. We will now, we have here 4 stitches which are going down, and we need to get them up, and I usually do pair quantity of stitches because I like to have 2 central stitches, and in the middle of them I have a starting of my row. Then what I will do, I will take my yarn and I will start from the middle of these 4 stitches. I see them. This is my 1, 2, 3, 4. Then third stitch will be start of my row, and usually I just enter like this and get a new knit stitch. My sleeves I will do all in knit stitch, stockinette stitch, right? Just knitting all stitches around. Here we have my first stitch. Just leave this tail a little bit bigger because we will make a knot in the next row. Then you see my second stitch. I take these 2 yarns here, right? Kind of crossing because I don't need any holes here. And then we see that if we get a next stitch, we will have a hole here. That's what I usually do. get some stitch from here, from the middle, this one or this one, you see by your work. But I think I will get this one, and when I put it on my needle the way, then when I will knit it, it will be crossed. But I will not knit it now like a one stitch, because it will be increased. I don't want any increases underarms, and you will see what I'm talking about later. Then I just put it this way, and then I will knit it together with the next one, and it's need to be kind of twisting, and together with next one, and then I just observe. If it's all okay, if I'm happy with the result, I just continue. And then we have our 2 stitches from our joining point and 45 stitches of sleeve. Let me just finish this row and show you how I do this on other side. Right, here I am on the end of my row, and I have my last stitch here. I will turn it. I will not knit it now. I will turn it and pass from my needle, and here I will see the same yarn. I think it was this one or this one. No, I think this one. And I need to put it away when I will twist it, and then I pull my stitch back this way. No, which way I will twist it? Yes, this way. And I will knit them both together, and I will see if I'm happy with the result. And then I found my next stitch from 2 here. I get it in, and yes, I'm quite happy. Looks nice. And then I get second stitch, and I finish my row. And now when I come, I usually on this second row, I just push my little tail here, and I just make a knot. And that's it. Usually I don't put any marker here, because I know that this is my turning point and this will be start of my row. Then I just do 1 row normally without any changes, and from next one we will start do our decreases. Then let's knit 1 complete row and come back with me. Right, I finished my first row. Here I am in the middle of my underarm piece. This will be the start of our row, and this last stitch and first stitch of next row will be our 2 central pieces, and we will do increases on both sides of these 2 stitches. And what I will explain you a little bit. If you start now just knitting straight, you will create some bubble under your arm, and usually what I do a couple of decreases in the beginning in every second row to have kind of, you know, angle here, some nice smooth line to your sleeve. And if I have if we add 4 stitches, we will take them off. Usually I do, depending of the size and quantity of my stitches, I do from 3 to 6 decreases in the beginning of my sleeve in every second row. and after that I do them every 10 to 13 rows usually. For kids clothes it's 10, 11 rows every 10th or 11 row. For adults can be bigger, but it's all depend of your model or what you want. You can just go straight if you want some large sleeve, you know. It's all depend of what you have in your head for your piece. But I'm here now to show you how I do my decreases, and I think in this sweater I will do 2 or 3 decreases. I will see how it looks. And here we are, the first row, our last stitch. Just pull tight your yarn. First stitch, it will be the central stitch, 2 stitches, first and last, and here we have 2 stitches. We will just knit them together, and then we go to the end of the row, and we will stop when we have 3 stitches on the left needle. Right, I'm here on the end of my row. I have my 3 last stitches. One of them is central piece, and these 2 we need to decrease. We need to knit them together, but as they turn on the left, we will need to turn them other side and then knit them together. Basically, your top stitch need to look on your left, and on this side your top stitch need to look on your right, and this will be nice and beautiful decrease. Then next row we knit all the way around, and then we repeat this 2 rows for 2 or 3 times. I think I will go for 3. I will count my stitches, and I will see you in a moment, because I'm in a process like you do. Then just repeat this 2 rows, 1 row with decreases, 1 row without. 1 more time or 2 more times. See you. Right, my lovelies, I've done my sleeve. I just want to show you how I was doing my decreases here. Here you see our 2 central stitches. First stitch on one side and last stitch on another side. I've done 3 decreases in every second row. Here we see them 1, 2, 3, right? And then I was doing decreases in every 11th row, and I left here my last marker to show you how I mark my decreases and how I count them very simple way. Then you see I've got 1, 2, 3 and 4 decreases, and every time I do decrease, you see here I have my 2 stitches together, and the next one I put my marker and I work in rounds, and from this marker I just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I come to 11, and when I have 11 I do the next decrease. That's that little hack how I work and how I don't lose my decreases when they are a little bit far from each other. Then on this case I was decreasing in every 11th row, and then here was my last decrease in 11th row, and then I done my purl stitches row and then knit stitches row, and after this I changed to 1-to-1 rib stitch, and I used to decrease on it, and here I did the same way. I was I had on this point I had 35 stitches, which is a nice number for my decreases, because 6 and 7th stitch I was purling together. Then I decrease 5 stitches in general, because 35 stitches we divide in 7, it's 5 stitches we eliminate. And then in this case I had 35 stitches, and then I was doing 1 purl, 1 2 3 4, and third purl I was purling together with the next stitch, which is 6 plus 7 together. And then I had 30 stitches. I made 10 rows, as everywhere I do, and I close it with a needle. Here we are. Don't forget, it's a 2-year-old sweater, then it's kind of small. I hope that it will fit, because I have another clothes which lady gives me. Then I'm always putting them together to see the measurements, because I always do this when I knit for somebody else. Then that's it, guys. You now just repeat all the process on the second sleeve. Where is yeah, and don't forget to wash your piece. Wash piece by hand, dry it in a towel, and leave it dry on a towel in horizontal on your floor, on your. Don't put your knitting stuff in a machine, because it can finish very badly, and I had very bad experience just last week. And even with all my experience, it was just terrible. I almost ruined my new jumper, and maybe I will make a video about it and I will tell you what happens to me. And don't forget to subscribe, and happy knitting. Share with me your pieces, and I will be very happy if I was helpful and if you learned something new with me. Have a nice day and have a lovely knitting. See you in the next video.